And you see all these people talking about how they want to be a millionaire. They will do whatever it takes to make $1 million a year. I'm Cody Askins. I made my first $1 million when I was 28. And I'm going to talk through exactly how I did it, how you can do it too, and some of the steps that I've implemented along the way to do exactly what you're talking about. I may even talk through some business beliefs, but here's what I've learned. Okay, I made $117,000 when I was 20, made my first $1 million when I was 28, and now we're making over $2 million a month at 31 through 8 different companies, through 7 different business partners, and through multiple different industries. I'm talking about actual insurance, right? I'm talking about speaking, coaching, training, and consulting company, events company, real estate, with a storage unit, duplexes, etc. Right? A marketing company. I'm talking about opening call centers around the U.S. right now. As you would think, that's like a freaking ridiculous sick car, by the way, right? It was just a Camaro. Okay, like my Porsche Taycan would absolutely destroy that thing. Okay, here's what I know. As you're jumping in and watching this thing, you want to make $1 million a year. You first got to commit and become totally obsessed and become urgent about you making $1 million a year. You have to. It's a must, right? The reason most people never make $1 million is they never set out to make $1 million, right? It's kind of funny. There's this old story that Tony Robbins told when he was like 24, 20. He had this story happen to him when he was 24, 25 years old, right? He's now 62, I think. So this story was like 37, 38 years ago. And he had just got done doing an event. He spoke to like 125 people, coached them till like midnight. And then at midnight, he was in Boston. He went out and walked along the cobblestone roads downtown in Boston between some huge, massive old buildings, etc. He's walking down the street. There's a lesson here, by the way. He's walking down the street, and then there's this older guy walking up to him. Okay, he's this older guy's probably 60. Tony Robbins is like 25 at the time, and he can see him kind of stumbling. He starts about to smell him. He can tell he's drunk as he's walking up to him, and the guy stops and was like, Tony, can well, he didn't say his name because he didn't know who he was, right? But however, he says, hey, hey, stop! Can you give me a quarter? Right? He asked Tony for a quarter. Well, what's funny is he always carried cash on him, so Tony Robbins pulls out his wallet, right, and shows the guy that he's got like several $100 bills and some smaller change as he's digging to find a quarter. Because before that, he asked the guy, hey, are you sure you only want a quarter? And the guy's like, yeah, I just want a quarter. Just give me a quarter, right? In an actual Boston accent, I'm sure. Tony shows him all this cash and is looking around for a quarter, puts his wallet back. The gentleman's like looking, but you can tell he's drunk, but he's looking like at Tony's. He's looking at Tony's pocket. He's looking at Tony. He's looking at the quarter. He's looking at the cash. He's looking at Tony. He's looking at the quarter. And then finally Tony says, life will give you what you ask of it. So here's your quarter. And the drunk guy's like, stops and pauses. He's like, you're weird. And then takes the quarter and leaves. Well, the lesson in that is life will give you what you ask of it, right? People don't make $1 million because they don't ask for $1 million. Okay, let's take it a step further though, right? Because once you figure it out and you start to commit to getting it and you start asking for it, then what business are you gonna do to get it done, right? I speak a ton. I'm speaking 6 times this month, flying on private jets and speaking in 6 different cities, 6 different conferences this month on how anyone can scale and expand and become a millionaire, specifically in any industry, especially insurance. There's actually more millionaires in insurance than any other industry on the planet. In fact, life insurance grew by 18% during COVID. You've got restaurants shutting their doors, right? They're not able to continue. However, there's more millionaires in insurance, and most people don't know that, right? So I share that because that's extremely important to know. Because insurance is where I made my first 6 figures and my first $1 million. Now, it probably won't be where I make my first 100 million or billion though. I don't know yet, right? I know real estate has really got my attention. But I share that because two is, after you figure it out, you decide you ask for it, you want it, then you got to find an industry, a business to go get it, right? You say, okay, dude, how would I do that? Well, $1 million is 20 grand a week. Okay, over 5 business days. You should be working more than 5 business days if you actually want to be a millionaire, though. However, we'll stick with 5. It's easy math. $4,000 a day. What business can you get in to where you can consistently plug in and make $4,000 every single day? How do you do that? Well, and a lot of this stuff is stuff I've never shared before, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna go very in depth. This video will go a little longer, but it's gonna be one of the most powerful videos you've ever heard. Okay, then so now that you broke down the math, right, the numbers, what industry are you going to do it in? You got to pick the industry, because then you got to start to break it down and figure out, okay, how can I make $4,000 in a day? There's a ton of industries you can go make $4,000 in a day, right? But one of the things I know is I believe in investing money in you and your business. Here's a business belief and a principle of mine, right? I don't have equity or cash other than the 20%, because refinanced again, sitting in a home. Because I believe putting more money in my business than letting money sit in my home and having a paid off home. I do not want a paid off home. I do not want a paid off car. People preach those things. They talk about that stuff. That means you want a car that you do not have a payment on more than you want a successful business. It's dumb. Okay, so I like my car. I have a Porsche Taycan 2021, whatever it is, Porsche Taycan, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. It's all electric. It's a $100,000 car. It's nice. It's sick. It's fast. However, I did not put any money down, and I maxed out the amount of time that I could pay on the vehicle. Right? I maxed out the loan. I also, when you can get money for 3 and 4%, like, you need to be putting money in your business. I was consulting a guy recently. Okay, this guy did not make, I was coaching him about a week ago, about 6 days ago, the Monday before last. It's a Sunday right now. He was wanting to up his recruiting budget and spend more money on his business, and he was making about 30 grand a month. He was making $400,000 a year, which is great, but he was struggling to get to $1 million, and he felt like he was capped. Some of you may be listening and you feel like you're capped today. I told him, I said, hey dude, I said, I was asking him questions like, what do you drive? I said, I have a brand new Jeep. How much was it? $45,000, whatever it was. I said, okay, did you put any money down? He said, yes. I said, how much? He said, I put $15,000 down on my Jeep. I said, why? He said, well, I wanted as low a payment as possible. I said, there's your recruiting money. There's the money you've been trying to find. You're spending a bunch of money, you're trying to scale, you're trying to grow. Dude, you got $15,000 sitting in a vehicle available for you to invest and spend. It's dumb if you do not invest and spend it, right? You should be spending money on 2 things and 2 things only on the come up while you're trying to become a millionaire, right? Because 4 is money. Like the way you spend your money is incredibly important. Okay, because you think about this. You should be spending your money on you because you need skills. You need to become valuable. You need to become a great promoter. You need to get really good at this thing for people to be attracted to you and for money to be attracted to you. Also, too, you need to get to where you're putting every dollar back in your business. Every single dollar possible, right? Like, you don't see me, walking or driving a Ferrari and living in a $10 million mansion yet, and, wearing $1,000, $2,000 shoes every single day. Like, yeah, I'll have, like, no, I don't have a $250,000 car. I've got $92,000 car, right? I've got a $700,000 house with a pool in Springfield, Missouri, right? Springfield, Missouri, you can get a lot of bang for your buck here. And I'm wearing Cole Haans most days, right? Like, and I'm doing over $2 million a month in revenue, business revenue across a bunch of companies. And I'm pouring every dollar back in. We've got an 8% Nation conference this year. This thing made me a millionaire faster than anything else, by the way. What took me from $1 million to 10 million was building a massive brand, right? And attracting people inbound to me across the world, right? We just did 8% Nation conference where this will be our 5th year this year in July. We'll have 2,000 there in attendance. We've had Grant Cardone, we've had Ray Lewis, we've had Eric Thomas, Patrick Bet-David. This year we're going to have Ed Milet, Jesse Itzler, Tim Tebow. I want to get Bishop T.D. Jakes. Like, we are pouring camps. I'm going to spend. Talk about how to be a millionaire. I'm going to spend $1 million on a single event this year, right? It's a bigger think, it's a bigger ask. You will not make $1 million until, okay, number 5, until you start thinking on a whole nother level and start documenting what you want every single day. I wake up and I write down, today I will, this week I will, very soon I will, one day I will. And I put answers behind those. Today I will, this week I will, very soon I will, one day I will, right? These are things you got to implement. Like, you got to start thinking about, okay, dude, how do I get serious about this thing and become a millionaire? Like, they have a TV show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Dude, everyone wants to be a millionaire, and anyone can become a millionaire. The moment you actually believe it, you start taking it seriously, you find a way to bring in some money, right? You start building a personal brand to attract people to you. And then once you start attracting people to you with a brand, then you use people and a team to escalate this thing to a whole nother level. And then when you have a team of people, we've got over 100 employees across our companies. Then when you have a team of people on my main personal brand company, right, which has 13 staff, okay, we've got a videographer, we've got IT, and web, we've got social media manager, we've got client relations, we've got sponsorship reps, we've got director of operations, director of events, copywriter, multiple salespeople, right? Like we have people in place so that eventually, once you become a millionaire, you start delegating as much as you possibly can. And I focus on 2 things: driving revenue and reach. Okay, I drive revenue to our companies and I reach the masses through promotion. We just come off of shooting a week-long insurance reality TV show called Ultimate Agent, which by the time you see this, whenever you see this, maybe out, it's gonna come out early July 2022 here on the channel. We're gonna release it in a movie theater here in Springfield, Missouri. Then we're gonna launch, then we're gonna release it on YouTube. Then we're gonna wait and hold the winner for live on stage at our conference, 8%. 8% comes from the fact that 92% of insurance agents fail. But we had thousands of contestants all over the world register for this thing. Sri Lanka registered. Agents, literally insurance agents from Sri Lanka, London, Puerto Rico, Philippines, etc., registered. We chose 5 agents on a live selection show. We brought them to Springfield. We flew them on a private jet to Omaha, Nebraska, undisclosed secret location. We lived in a mansion with them. I flew in coaches, trainers, and mentors. We gave them leads. We trained them. We helped them. We mic'd them up all day. We put a camera in their face all day. We put GoPros in their car. And then we filmed and we eliminated agents every single night. And at the end, we crowned one person that won $121,000 in cash and prizes. Talk about reach. Talk about branding. Talk about grabbing attention. Those kind of things do it, right? I can tell you, this whole millionaire status is probably too small for you. Like, how to be a millionaire is cool. I want to be a millionaire. Everybody searches it on YouTube like crazy, man. That's the only reason I'm shooting the video. Dude, you guys got to start thinking bigger about your life. You got to start pushing for more, okay? Whatever you want, you will get. I'm pushing to be a billionaire. You can be a millionaire. I don't care where you're at, who's watching, what you're doing, if you have a team or if you're 20, if you've never sold before, if you're not in sales. Like, you need to learn sales and marketing. You need to learn sales so that when you get in front of people, you can close the deal. And when you can figure out how to get in front of people and sell people, and you can figure out the industry that you want to scale in, whether it's life insurance, Medicare, whatever it is, real estate, freaking e-com, I don't know, right? I don't know what it is for you, but I know for me, I could move in with you and show you how to open $1 million business in a matter of 7 days. And within 90 days, we would be on track. And we could probably start from scratch together. Okay, like all this stuff is duplicatable, and you can do it too. But you got to be thinking about, dude, where is this going? Like, how big can I think, right? And you got to start asking for what you want. Get committed, figure out the industry, develop some skills, pour all the cash back in your business, document the journey, and go get this thing, right? Go get this thing, man. It's only $4,000 per business day. Anybody can do that. And then when you make the $1 million, come back and document the journey with me and put in a comment, and I would love to talk to you about what you did to get there. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go make $1 million together. Okay, see you on the next video.